Now with 100% more ducks. Howdy folks, Grok the DuckFarmer here, and I'm on the FTOG Avant3 server, hanging out here in my base, and I am happy because I've got better FTS. I'm doing much better. I was down in my last two videos down to 2 and 3 frames per second. not fun. But I'm doing much better. Serious Creeper, one of the people that commented in my last video, mentioned dropping or playing with the MIP mapping. And I did. I dropped it from 4 down to 1. And after the system crashed, and I came back up, the FPS was so much better. So I'm really liking it. I'm not seeing a major difference in what I'm viewing, but I'm over 100 FPS, which is so nice. I really would like Optifine up in place, but I'll accept this. And something that I noticed in Thor's last video, he was doing the tour through the server, and if you haven't checked it out, check it out. And you should also check out everybody in the description down below, all the FTOG members. Follow the videos, subscribe to them, like the videos. They're great people. But Thor was mentioning that you can name these little destination markers in an anvil, and now you know where they're going. So this goes to Spawn, that goes to the Blood Magic, that goes to Evilcraft, and this goes to Cloudsdale. Yep, let's go to Cloudsdale. Ugh. So is it going to load? Oh, yay, finally! Yeah, jumping around can cause some issues, but there's the portal back. And it's a nice little spot. I like this biome, this Meneglin, whatever. And I liked it, and I said, okay, I want to do sky stuff, because I like making islands. You can see, I pound this together in about half an hour earlier today, because I thought, okay, I don't have any place to do roots, and I think this is big enough to do roots on. I may need to knock down a few things, because I think it's like 11 by 11, and this should be a slightly bit bigger than that. But the other thing too is I was thinking Psi, haven't done anything with Psi, and that would be cool to do. But I was also thinking, because I like things floating in the air, I looked at all these clouds that are hanging up here. Let's zoom up to some of these. This one I think is just the regular clouds, because they're nice light cloud. And these over here are the dense clouds. And they're slightly bluer, slightly purpley dense. And then those are storm clouds, and they're almost black, pure black. And I was looking at those and say, these are kind of fun, but I was thinking it would be nice to actually build something out of them, because the mod that tosses these in, and that happens to be the Terra Aqueous, and you can see that in the corner, that has all sorts of things here. Let's go Terra Aqueous. So I typed, thank you, Terra Aqueous. So all sorts of stuff, but you can see it's got these clouds, it's got chiseled stuff, there's all sorts of things that you can do with these, plus there's some, what is this, funky water vapors. And I'm not sure if these are actually walkable or placeable. But the other thing too that I noticed with this, let's see, where was it? Near the last. Yes, this Talisman. So there's this talisman that you can make, and I think that allows you to walk on clouds. So I figured that's one of the first things to go ahead and build. So let's zip back to base. And I'm back. So one of the first things to do is make that talisman. Let's see, talisman. So I need a talisman base, and I've got all the bits. This endymium, you get that there in the end, and so there's that. And we need to make it the baked. Well, you bake it. So let's go ahead and bake this. Bake for an hour at 350 degrees. So there's my baked talisman, and now that it's baked, I need to assemble it. So that's more of this endymium and feathers. Got plenty of those. Stick that there. Is it just me, or does that kind of look like a nose? Yeah. So we've got that. It's now assembled, and then I need to make the cloud talisman. Ooh, an ender table. I don't have an ender table at all. Plus 5 levels of experience. Okay, well, that I can gather. So, ender table. Ender table. Ender table. Oh, okay. Hey, why are you... I need crafting. Okay, is there a book for Terraqueous? Alright, no book there. Oh, book. Ender book. Ah, okay, let's make one of those. Alrighty, always read the docs if you can. I'm right-clicking you. Left-click, right-click. I'm expecting you to be a book that I can actually read. Or is there any other thing? Oh, what's this thing? An Ender monocle. All right, cool stuff. But no, I'm getting distracted because there's the Ender book. That's not Ender book. So where's the information? Any other books? No. 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 Let's go back to 3. No, there's the Ender table. Why can I not make... Okay, I will have to look that up and see if there's something about the Ender book. But in any case, I can start making, because I've got lots of storm clouds, dense clouds, and light clouds. I went into the mining world and snagged a whole bunch of those, and got a little bit of leftover stuff from making the island. So I figure I can go ahead and start making something that I can do, probably size stuff and stuff like that, because I originally... something that this one went to was this place over here, and let's zip to it. I originally was thinking of making this place my evil craft area. Well, actually, first Psi, because I was looking at this and thinking, I was just randomly building stuff and having fun with it. And it's quartz and andesite, and then andesite bricks, and I actually went ahead and I'm trying to remember, is this, I think this is actual blood from the blood altar, so that's life essence. So I was thinking that this would be a cool place for Psi, and then I said, it's not tech, it's more dark. And then I decided I wanted the island. So I'm not doing any of this. And there's the base. I'm only about 12 blocks away from my main base area, so I can just pop back here. Anyway, I decided to go with the Cloudsdale. So I need to at least set up another platform, get some steps going. Can I do cloud? Yeah, I can do cloud stairs and slabs. All right, okay. I'm going to sit there and start making some pathway and a platform for a cloud over there. So that's what's next. And I'm going to read up this Ender book and stuff and see what's up with that. So I've done some reading on the web and looking around, and yeah, this Cloud Talisman I've got and the book, yeah, can't do anything with them, and that's an issue, because the book does nothing, and then the Talisman, that requires that it have an Ender table which you can't craft. So someday, if that gets fixed, we'll be good. So, but I've got possibilities of building blocks for building Cloudsdale. I've got light clouds, the dense clouds, the storm clouds, plus cloud from chisel, which is just 4 wools, and that will give you 32 clouds. That's a lot of those blocks, and then you can chisel those into a bunch of other things. Plus there's snow, which is a real possibility. What's cool with snow is you can make this frosty brick, which I think I like of all the bricks the most. Maybe a mixture of this brick and that brick, and then some of these other cloud pieces. But so I need a bunch of those, and I remember Mistaken had some of those at her shop. So we'll head over here to Spawn and visit her shop. Thor's over there doing some work on Twitch. Although I think there's a lotion you can use to get rid of some of that effects. But anyway, over here, let's take a look and see what we got. Yes, Frosty Brick. 1, 2, 3, 3.5 stacks. Have some diamonds. All right, so I'm going to go ahead then, head back to base. And I'm going to, actually, let's jump to this card and store that here. But I'm going to get me some more snow. So let's zip out. And to get snow, we need a cold biome, or we can use a river. And I think this spot right here is close enough to be considered a river. Sometimes it freaks out a little bit as far as the biome in the corner, but we'll figure that's close enough to a river. Okay, I need some obsidian. That's obsidian U. Come back. And let's see, I need some snow. Snow. And then we don't want our snowman to wander away, so I'm going to imprison him here. There we go. And let's go ahead and let's see, let's just slap that on top, and then I think I should be able to put a slab on top of you. No, not that. A slab, I said. Slab. Oh, see, that's why I wanted it. You saw that rain starting to do him some damage? Yep, but now he is protected from the rain. So, perfect. Okay, and what's really cool about this is I've got a block that I can't instantly mine away, but he's got a snow layer underneath him. And if I target just that snow and not the block or him, I can just sit here and harvest a gob of snow. So there's my snow factory, and that will work out nicely. But I do want to get rid of that. Label this as such. Let's see, this is prisoner, let's see, 24601. 01. There we go. So I can get me gobs and gobs and gobs of snow there, which I think is going to be one of my major building blocks. Let's head back into base, and let's go visit Cloudsdale. Ugh, whoa. I did a little work out here, and a future walkway coming out here, and then you can't place cloud blocks unless they're next to a cloud block. So there's the storm block coming down here, and then I said, okay, here's the area. So now I can sit there and chew that and move that away. And then you may have seen a sneak preview. I'm gonna do kind of a rainbow path, because the wiki had this nice rainbow going up to the building on the cloud, and I thought that's kind of cool, kind of like Bifrost. So we can colorize these water vapors, and water vapors really easy. You just take a water bucket, stick it in, poof, you get 4 water vapors, and you get your bucket back, which is always nice. And I created this molecular colorizer. Oh, you can go away, I don't need you guys. This you can use to colorize things, and that's not what I wanted. I wanted to look at the recipe. Pff, cheap. Some red, green, and yellow, red, green, blue dye, some sort of stained glass or any sort of pane glass, and iron. Cheap. What's not so easy is the fact that it's kind of confusing. You say, what am I doing? Can I just click on things? No? What, who, where, what? Shift and right click will open up the color menu so you can set some things up, and I went ahead and did the Roy G Biv. So red, orange, yellow, that's Roy G, green, and then Biv, blue, indigo, violet. So there's a bunch of colors, perfect for a rainbow. Although, come back here. I may skip one of these because, you know, dark indigo, lighter violet, that's pretty much the same. So I may skip one of those because it's kind of duplicating anyway. So you can take your water vapor and drop it against a cloud, and then shift click this guy, and let's pick red, and then you can go ahead and right click, and now it's red. And then you can break it, and I've got Silk Touch, and it will break that water vapor. I don't know if that will break without Silk Touch. Oh, that's taken too long. Let's use you. All right. Oh, it does. It does. You don't need silk touch, so that's cool. But the other thing that's interesting, if we take a look at this, you can see the durability is 251 out of 255, and there's no indication anywhere as to how to fill that up. Just right-click in the sky, and it's filled up. Oh, I had to hunt that down till finally found that, so that works. So this, I'm going to go ahead and see if I can get me a rainbow bridge coming across here. The one drawback with the water vapor is you can't stand on it. The clouds I can stand on, and even though the amulet says it will let you stand on clouds, at least in the wiki it says so, the water vapor doesn't, and I'm hoping if that's in place I can actually use that to stand on. Otherwise it may just be a case of I'll have to fly over and this bridge will look good and that's it. So I'm going to go ahead and make me a bridge and clean up this black line and start building something here. And the construction is done. So time for the big reveal. Blink. And there is the rainbow path, a nice little bifrost to connect to the cloud, and unfortunately, yeah, you can't walk it. But I did go ahead and get a nice place. I'm thinking this is what I'm going to set up for Psy, because it's got kind of an interesting look to it, and roots over here. I'm thinking that's probably a good combination. And so yeah, this is welcome to Cloudsdale, now 20% cooler. And it's a mixture. I've got the frosty brick and the cloud stuff. And getting the cloud stuff in place was tough because you can't place clouds next to a non-cloud block. So I put up the bricks where I wanted them and then had to take down the brick and put the cloud place, go across, and then put the blocks back in place. Yeah, it was a pain, but it's working. So if we come on in, we've got some good room over here, and since I can fly, I can just come up here to the next level, and then we got FTOG logo up there. I'm thinking that's backwards looking up. I'm so confused anymore looking at the logo. And since there's no way of seeing that from looking down, it needs to be done right so when you look up at it. So, but yeah, I would play with the different blocks. There's all sorts of different blocks. You've got the little fence gates here, mixture of the light, the dense, and the storm just for fun. And yeah, it's kind of works out. It'll be interesting to play with that. But so there's mine, and I was thinking I could make a whole bunch more, and then I said, no, that's good enough. It shouldn't need huge amounts of space for Psy, and that's good. And yeah, you've got the kind of a flat bottom versus my normal pointy island bottom. But yeah, that works. How far are we from spawn? Only about 5,300 meters or blocks. So cool. And let's zip back to base real quick. Got a little something here done. All the way down to the basement. Thump. Ooh, gathered a few things. Yeah, I tossed a couple eggs in that little area, and I've got, I think, 6 or 7 chickens, ducks. And yeah, I've got a full crate full of the eggs because somebody, Link, was doing a terrible deed and killed some of the ducks that were near his base. They were getting in his way, and so he just mercilessly slaughtered them, and I thought that was a terrible thing for him to do. And so I'm going to replace those ducks for him, so he's not feeling like he's missing out on not having any ducks at his base. Plus, I think these ducks need to be out of the way. So, the problem, though, is he's online, so it makes it really tough to prank him when the guy is online at his base. So I will wait till he logs off and do a little work there. Quiet. So I'm over at Link's base and did a little help. He was having problems with his cursed earth farm, and for some reason it wasn't spawning anything, but we moved it down, and so that's working. And he tested elsewhere. You can see this little patch, and yep, works out here, but right where it was and had been working, stopped working. And I don't understand it. And neither did he, but we got it working lower down, so that's fine. And I came over to his base to give him some ducks. In fact, what I did is I gave him some out-of-the-way ducks. In fact, let's go drop down and take a quick look here for Link the Duck Slayer. Let's move this out of the way and read the book as the guys are talking. Book says, Ducks for Link. I noticed that you had some ducks that you had to slay because they were in your way. So I have placed some ducks in your place that are nicely out of the way. So let's go ahead and put that back in there. Let's rotate it so it looks normal. That's better. And so, yeah, as we fly around, you can see that there are ducks on the mini-map, but there are, well, you can hear some ducks, but you don't see any ducks because the ducks are out of the way. Well, what did I do? I went ahead and just went dig. And, this is a bad example because there's land underneath here, but I went ahead and did a hole 2 holes deep. Let's find another spot where there's some actual depth. What about right here? Nope. All right, let's come over here. Nope. All right, where do we actually have... Come on, there we go. Let's try here. Is this land? Yay! All right, so 2 deep, and then I'd go ahead and shoot in a bunch of eggs. Yep. And now he's got 2 ducks in there, and we'll cover him back up, and now he's got ducks out of the way. Isn't that nice? Why, yes, that's perfectly fine and lovely. But we're going to go ahead and give him a few ducks out so he can find and kill and go, hey, why are there ducks around here? Because everybody loves ducks. There's a few. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 around. That's perfectly fine. That'll work great. So, got a place for Sai and for doing roots. That works out nicely. Helped out Link and gave him some ducks. What's not to like? Anyway, this has been Grok the DuckFarmer here on the FTOG Avant3 server, getting up to a little mischief. Thanks for watching. Bye.